Well, Reverend Canon John Caldwell, as he is now, he's from down St Ninian Church, and he's heading down there to make some cake for me for later on. Joining us on the show this morning, we'll introduce them in a moment, but Christy, first off, you got some messages from the first little half that you want to get out?
Yeah, just want to say, because we're off live on Facebook. If you go to Manx Radio TT, you'll see it's a video there. But we were also live with John and with Andy Reid there as well. And just want to say a shout out to Shane, who's listening in British Columbia, Canada, preparing his Super Twin and 600 for his weekend's racing.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so people listening all over the world. And of course, if you want to get in touch with us today, you can text us 166 177, start your message with TT so that we know that's what you're getting in touch about. You can email studio@radiott.com, and of course we're all over social media, Kerners, at Manx Radio TT.
I have no idea how that works. It's all magical in my eyes. It's all technological. Joining us this morning is Gareth Davies, Dr. Gareth Davies. So better get that in, Gareth. Just explain to me quickly, Gareth. We'll go along the guys and just do an introduction. Exactly what you do and what your role is here at the TT. Welcome to the chat show, by the way.
Yeah, good morning, Chris. Thanks for the invitation. Yes, well, I'm one of the doctors that work for Manx Road Racing Medical Services, which are the group that bring together all of the paramedics and doctors and nurses that support the racing and actually support the racing outside of that. We've got a new initiative this year supporting the roads policing unit. So we've got doctors, nurses, paramedics who are manning those cars voluntarily, literally hundreds of hours of medical time supporting the roads policing team and the public, trying to make it as safe as possible. So it's got slightly bigger than the TT racing itself this year.
Well, that's good anyway. Okay, thanks very much for that quick introduction. Also, Dave Hagen's joined us as well. Official title, Dave?
Technical Director for TT.
So you're going to do it in Italian?
It's possible to do this.
I know, that's another person. Technical Director for the TT. Now, what does that entail?
Basically, what my role is to administer the technical regulations and to work closely with the Chief Technical Officer and the scrutineering team to oversee that process, and basically to make sure that as far as is possible that the competitors are abiding by the technical regulations. We go a long way to trying to talk to the guys beforehand just to make sure they're up to speed on it and help them as much as we possibly can. Nobody wants to see anyone sort of fracturing a regulation and ending up in losing a result, you know. And
of course the Isle of Man circuit, different to short circuits that these guys might have been raced on before. You know, there's different things they've got to look at, you know, various things of lock wire and things like that. They have to, you know, is that your side as well?
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, the Chief Technical Officer and his scrutineering team, they're the guys that check the bikes out on each evening before practice and every time before racing. And they're predominantly looking for those kind of things. Really, my focus is on the very fine technical aspects of each machine to make sure they comply with the regulations for that class. So, yeah, we just keep on that, and the regulations as such, they will evolve as the years go on. So each year a certain aspect will be highlighted, and we can take a look at that in liaison with the manufacturers teams working group. Just keep evolving it that way.
Okay, Dave Hagen, thanks very much as well. Also, Lizzie Kinvig joins us. Morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning.
All right?
Yes, good, thank you.
Tell us your role up there in the tower. You've been involved in it just a little wee while now, haven't you?
Yeah, I think it's about 15 years now, so I'm currently Deputy Clerk of the Course to Gary Thompson. So it's a very, very busy role. As we all know, Gary's got a very big job in his hands, and he's pulled in 20 different directions some days and under an awful lot of pressure, so I just try and help him and support him, along with the rest of the team, both down in the race office during the day with the girls, trying to deflect any queries, problems with them, and also supporting the team up in race control when the bikes are out on track.
So basically, if anything happened to Gary, you've got to step into his shoes.
Yes, yeah.
And when obviously when you get your license and stuff like, you don't just like, you know, apply for it like your driving license. You have to go through a whole sort of rigmarole to get your license, don't you?
Yes, it's been a long old haul, really, trying to getting it all done, and it's like a rider now, and it's not just going to even doing a couple of meetings as a clerk up at Derby. You have to go off Ireland now and get experience.
So you've been to Aintree and places like that,
yeah. I still go there now to help because I've got some really good friends there, and they're a really, really good club. So I enjoy. I'm actually over there next Saturday to help them.
Is that another one of their rounds? Is it?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And sitting next to you is this Chief Travelling Marshal numero uno, Tony Duncan. Good morning, Tony.
Morning, Chris. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. Listen, for those who don't know as well, Tony's also a firefighter here on the Isle of Man. You still firefighter? Have you retired yet?
No, I'm still firefighting.
Okay. What's your rank down there at Douglas Fire Brigade now?
I'm currently station officer down at fire safety.
Okay. What does that entail?
Fire
Safety. How many people you got under you?
No, we just work in a department.
Okay.
Down at Tremode there, so we have a department of about 9 people in there doing fire safety work.
Okay.
Preventative as well as we don't just respond.
Okay, and your job as travelling marshal.
Yep.
I mean, you're the chief travelling marshal, so
Yep.
you're number one because all the guys have. It's not in rank order. If you
No.
it's not rank order, you're number one, so you're obviously the boss. So how much of a day, how much of a long day does that make it for you on race day?
Yeah, well, there's currently 7 in the team.
All ex-racers, of course.
All ex-racers, up to a good standard.
Mhm.
Really competent guys, really good team at the moment. Really happy with the team, and it can be long days, but the way the weather is at the moment, it's just been a fantastic fortnight so far.
It has, and I suppose you've seen everything, but also for those who didn't know, and maybe Chrissy didn't know this as well, he's a double Manx Grand Prix winner, way back in black and white days.
Long time ago.
1995 it was. I was having a look back actually. I thought it was 96, but it was 95. He won 2 races, the Manx Grand Prix Junior, and of course the Manx Grand Prix Light. But that was on 250s, wasn't it?
250s, yeah.
You're a
back in the
250
day.
man, yeah.
Yeah, 250.
Have you still got
strokes. It? No, it was only hired.
Oh,
it was
was it?
hired, that one from Ireland. It came on the boat on Tuesday of practice week. Rolled onto the boat, took it back off, and rode it and won on it. So
Okay.
it was good.
Do you have any of your old race bikes?
No, couldn't afford it. It's
Couldn't
just
have- yeah,
just
couldn't
had to
have-
keep selling them as you sort
Yeah.
of moved on. But
Mhm.
yeah, no, I haven't got anything.
Do you remember the
No
days?
bikes.
Do you remember those days clear?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, most definitely. It was like yesterday, to be honest. It was a long time ago.
It was
but
23 years ago.
I think, okay, calm down. I know that. Yeah, no, I do. You know, it was some great times and great people around. You know, Mike Casey won the senior that year. He's no longer with us and stuff. So, great memories of that time racing with the likes of Big H and all that lot. So, yeah, no.
There's a good
Good
set of
times.
Manx riders around that sort of time.
Yeah, it's
wasn't
brilliant. Yeah, Gary Radcliffe,
Ralph
Chris
Sutcliffe,
Fargo, Ralph
yeah,
Sutcliffe.
yeah.
It was a really
Richard Coates.
Richard Coates.
What a great 250 rider he was, yeah, especially Blount.
Well, 250s was the big class then, wasn't it, and stuff. So it was a good class to be in, and just getting to race with the likes of Joey Dunlop and McGuinness at TT and stuff. You know, it was a great time for me.
Your last TT, I've got the records.
97.
Go on, where did you finish? I bet you know.
12.
Exactly. What was your race time?
I don't know.
1 hour 26 minutes. 43.6, 110.79.
Yeah.
That's he's broken the rule broadcasting. dear. If anybody has any questions for the guys here at the table, we'd love to hear from you. We've got lots of people watching on the Facebook live stream. Christy, yeah?
Yeah, we have. We've got people listening in Australia
Good morning.
and in Slovenia. Let me give some shout outs. So Richard, hi from Australia. Great show. I was there in 2012 for the TT. Sam says, good morning, guys. Listening from a sunny Tandragee. Erin says, thank you guys for a wonderful TT. I was there for 6 days. Awesome times. I've just got to do some shout outs for this person because I think it's important. Say hi to Richie, Angie, Faye, Nora, Dave and Lindsay. Locals who helped us around the TT with accommodation. Love you all. And that's from Erin in Slovenia.
Okay, good morning to you, Erin in Slovenia, and good day, whatever it is in Australia, whatever time of day it could be around there. I'm just going to quickly ask a question. I got asked a question last night at the prize presentation about the start list for the race. I think I'll throw this one to you, Lizzie. I'm not going to have any difficult questions for you, don't be worried. Okay? People say about the start list, and obviously there'll be riders who will drop out, etc. like that. Somebody was saying, well, why can't everybody be moved forward one slot to fill up those slots so they can so they'll go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then the top 20, and then obviously the cedar rider goes up, and then there could be a gap. Can they not move people forward just to save on time? Can you give us the reasoning behind that, maybe?
Well, in all honesty, I don't really get too involved with the start lists because when they're working on them, they'll do them like last night, ready for the next race day. So Gary will go and work on them when I'm left up the mountain to do the coning. So
explain what you're coning up the mountain.
Well, obviously, as you all know, the mountain, the one-way system, basically. So we have to hand the course back and work with the DOI. It all has to be handed back as we found it to go racing. So we have an hour after the rest of the course is open. We have an hour to get the mountain all. With the DOI get all the coning out, and we have to get the mountain open again one way within an hour to the rest of the course being open.
How many guys and girls or staff have they got up there doing that? Because that's a big job.
To be honest, I don't know,
Quite a
but
lot,
there is
I would
an
say
awful
quite
lot
a
of
few,
DIY
yeah.
staff up there. They're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And Alan Harding down at the DIY is just fantastic to work with.
Do you have any problems with the roads? Gary
Yeah.
was saying, we had Gary in on the first Monday. He said, like, it's just pick up the phone. Yeah, okay, where is it? Done. And he'll go and do it straight away.
Yeah.
And Tony Duncan, just over to you as a traveller marshal. You obviously going around a fair old lick, but you're still experienced, obviously, to look for anything in the road after, because you do a tour before roads close, don't you? Do you still do that on the bike slowly?
Obviously, we have various locations where each TM goes to, and we'll start off at one point when the road's shut. We'll be told to move by control. We check the road on the way down, make sure the barriers are out, make sure there's nothing wrong with the road surface, as well as the marshals around the course. They're checking that as well. But we go through, and then what I've been doing this week is coming from Ramsey over the top and coming back down to the grandstand. So I'll just give the okay on that and report if there's any deterioration of the road surface, any wet patches, oil, or anything that's left by normal traffic, really.
Yeah, because you can get a fair bit of that. Chris, you got any questions?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, it's a good point there, because I finally, as I was saying before, got to watch some of the racing yesterday from the Craig, and we were sitting on the hedge. I'm sorry, I'm going to rub that in. We were sitting on the hedge next to someone who'd never been before and never actually seen a road race before, and he was sort of talking about this and saying he couldn't get over the fact that you've got racing going on one day, and then it's a public road again, and then there's racing again the next day, because that must present huge challenges. Like, I mean, you're saying, Tony, you have to go out and sort of check the roads, but what are some of the things that can happen in between?
That's the RTCs. Each day there's a few bikes that come off, and they might leave gouges in the road. Diesel spilt.
Didn't they have to rebuild on the Glen Helen section? Wasn't there something on the first Tuesday or something? There was an RTA, and they had to put a load of new rector-cell barriers, and that street furniture had to be replaced. Didn't they shut the road? I think it was.
It was
that
the
was
13th,
last week. Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, the 13th. Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. The 13th. Beg your pardon. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so gouges out on the road and stuff. I mean, we've said it before. Just take your time if you're out and about, because things have to be fixed if you end up crashing through them, so just take your time.
And we've got a lovely tweet that's come in from Jen here for you, Gareth. It's really nice. So I want to thank Gareth and all involved for the amazing contribution. I love the way you embrace the TT and don't judge, which is a really interesting point, because you do have to deal with some stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously when we get involved, something serious has happened, and it can be very very emotional. But that person's completely right. We're not here to judge. We're here to do the best for our patients and maximise their chances of survival or minimise their disability. I'm a biker myself, so it's very easy not to judge, because I love bikes, and I particularly love the TT, having been born over here.
Just on 8:15 on Manx Radio TT. Very good morning to you. We are live from the TT Grandstand. Dr. Gareth Davies, I'm giving him full title. Lizzie Kinvig, Dave Hagen and Tony Duncan all in the studio. If you have a question for the guys, we'll give you the details after the break about how you can get in.